Are you preparing for the IELTS listening exam? Do you want to boost your score? You are in the right place, just like hundreds of other students. These videos, prepared with IELTS topics and native speakers, will help you improve your listening and vocabulary skills. Watch the video with the visuals until the end, and reevaluate yourself by solving the questions at the end. Improve yourself anytime, anywhere. Let's get started.
Picture the view from the International Space Station looking down at Madagascar.
Right. Amazing view.
Yeah, but specifically looking at the Betsiboka estuary right after a massive tropical storm. The astronauts up there, they didn't describe a typical flooded river.
No, they didn't.
They actually described the island as literally bleeding into the ocean.
Yeah, I mean, it's a shocking image to process. You have this massive, vibrant red plume just spilling out from the coastline and staining the sea.
Right. And today's mission for this deep dive into our stack of IPCC reports, Earth Day Network sources, and, historical hydrology papers is to figure out exactly why the Earth is bleeding.
Exactly. We are unpacking a massive but entirely invisible chain reaction for you.
Because we're looking at how simply chopping down trees fundamentally rewrites Earth's rivers, its coastlines, and, well, even the very rain that falls on your head.
So that blood the astronauts saw in Madagascar, it's actually iron-rich red soil. Because without deep tree roots to anchor it, well, the Earth simply washes away with the heavy rains.
Okay, let's unpack this for a second. It's like if you keep pouring sand into a bathtub with the water running, eventually it spills over.
Right.
The water just has nowhere else to go.
That is spot on. Hydrologists actually have a name for your bathtub effect. They call it aggradation.
Aggradation, okay.
Yeah. It's when a river is forced to carry a massive excess of sediment. That material eventually settles and raises the riverbed itself.
Oh, wow.
Which completely alters the river's capacity and its geometry.
It's just hard to wrap my head around a river changing its entire geographical course just because, people chop down trees upstream.
Well, look at the historical data from ancient China. Deforestation on the lowest plateau was so intense that the Yellow River became basically 60% sediment.
60%? I mean, that is barely even a river at that point.
I know, right? The riverbed rose so high that the flooding became catastrophic. And eventually, the sheer volume of silt forced the entire river to carve a completely new path.
The scale of that is staggering. And the IPCC actually notes there is up to a 500-fold difference in erosion rates between a healthy forest and cultivated cropland.
500-fold. Which explains why, back in the late 90s, China completely halted logging in the Yangtze watershed.
Right, after the severe flooding.
Exactly. They ran the numbers and realized those living trees were actually worth 3 times their timber value simply for their water regulation functions.
So the obvious fix is to just plant millions of the fastest growing trees we can find, right? Like just get roots in the ground immediately to stop the bleeding?
You would think so. But the IPCC data shows that actually makes things worse sometimes.
Wait, how does planting trees make it worse?
Well, they tracked a project in degraded Thai watersheds where high water demanding fast-growing pine trees were planted. And instead of fixing the water cycle, it reduced dry season stream flows.
Really?
Yeah, trees are incredibly thirsty. If you put the wrong exotic species in a dry region, they will literally mine the groundwater.
Wait, mining the groundwater? So they aren't fixing the water cycle. They are literally stealing from the local supply.
Exactly.
I mean, if you live in a city that relies on groundwater, that Thai watershed experiment should make you really nervous.
Because they act like giant straws.
Yeah.
They pull the water up from deep underground and just push it out through their leaves.
So if trees act like giant water pumps, where does all that water go once it leaves the canopy? It doesn't just disappear.
No, it doesn't. Forests essentially create their own weather through a process called transpiration. They sweat moisture back into the atmosphere.
So they are making the clouds, basically.
Yes. The Amazon rainforest is the ultimate engine for this. But our Earth Day Network sources warn the Amazon could hit an irreversible tipping point by 2050 due to deforestation.
And the lack of atmospheric moisture being pumped into that, what they call the Sky River, is already causing severe historic droughts in distant cities like São Paulo.
Right, because the entire hydrological cycle is connected. You disrupt the forest, you disrupt the sky, and suddenly the rain doesn't fall where it's supposed to.
It is a domino effect. The stability of the food on your plate and the water coming out of your tap daily relies entirely on this delicate balance.
It really does. It's not just some distant ecological problem. It is right in your kitchen.
Exactly. So next time you turn on that tap, think about the ancient Han Dynasty in China.
Oh yeah, the Hexicorridor.
Right. To secure their borders, they established massive military farming colonies in the Hexi Corridor. They stripped the natural grasslands to plant crops.
And we know how that ends.
We do. When the dynasty weakened and those farmers eventually abandoned the land, it didn't just naturally revert to lush green pasture.
Because the native roots were gone.
Exactly. Without the native roots holding the topsoil together, the wind carried the sand inland. It became a permanent barren desert. So once we strip a landscape of its natural defenses, we have to ask ourselves, does nature ever truly forget?
Yes, here is a 20-question quiz about the listening text you just heard. Don't forget to check your answers at the end of the quiz. We have reached the end of our IELTS listening practice video. If you enjoyed the content, please like the video to show your support and share it with your friends. I look forward to hearing your ideas for new videos in the comment section. Take care. See you.